Hi, it's Liz from New Ink on the Block, and today I'm going to share with you a wallet for gifting money to people. Here's one I made with some retired DSP, and the new stamp set that you can get. It's called Sit, Stay and Relax, and this is if you host a party and achieve enough sales, you can get this stamp set. I really like it. Okay, so this is one I've made. It's a card, and you have a band which holds it together, and you open it up and it fits your money really quite nicely. So that's the one I made earlier, and I'm going to go through now how to make one, and we're going to use the Hues of Happiness bundle, and I know that my friend and colleague Susan will be laughing at this, because I've just had a conversation with her about how do we use really flowery paper. So here we go, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to do that same wallet for gifting money, and as you can see, this is UK money. You may well have to adjust the sizes if the currency that you use is slightly different size. Okay, right, let's begin. I'll move all this out of the way. We're going to start with an A4 piece. I've got a bit cut off. We're going to start with an A4 piece of fresh freesia cardstock. So we're going to slice this side piece off, and that is 1 3/4 inches wide. So what you're left, this should be 6.5 inches wide, and this is the important piece that we want. That wants to be 6.5 inches wide, and we'll retain this piece because we need to use that. You can see we're also going to use this piece at the bottom, so nothing gets wasted, and I'll chop this off and put this in the stash to use for something else as well. So with this piece of card, now this piece of card measures 6.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and I've scored at 2 1/4 inches and then 5 3/4 inches. Okay, like this. I've also scored down the side at 1/8 inch on either side. So you can probably see all of that. There's a very small piece here. This is 2 1/4 inches wide. This is 3.5 inches wide, and this is 2 3/4 inches wide. So we need to leave this little corner tab on this piece that is 2 1/4 wide. We don't need it on the rest, so we're going to just trim that off. Okay, so I'm going to line it up. I'm going to try not to get my head in. So up here on 1/8, and we're going to go all the way back here with the trimming blade to 2 1/8. Okay, then we're going to turn it round, and again making sure that we're on 1/8 at the top there. We might need to open this actually, because it's a bit longer than 6 inches. Okay, just check. We're going to take the blade all the way up here to 6 1/4. Okay, so using this top ruler, we get to 6 1/4. Okay, so now you have like a T-shaped piece of card, very small T, and with 2 flappy bits on the side. Okay, so we're going to cut on the score line here to get rid of the flappy bit, because we only need the tabs on this one end piece. Okay, So that's the shape card that we need at the moment. The other thing that we will do, because if you remember inside this, I have cut on the diagonal here so that you can see more of the currency at one side. So we'll do that here as well. This is the piece that we want to cut, the one with the tabs at the side, because that will be forming this piece here. It's the smallest piece that we've got, can you see? And then when we fold, it hides that smaller, it hides that there's the diagonal cut, okay? So we need to cut that. We want to leave an inch at this end, so I'm gonna line it up on my scoreboard so that the corner down here is at 1 inch, which means that will be 1 inch high, and there I want to line up so that it cuts right off the end. Okay, and I'm going to go for that there. Can you see now we have this diagonal cut, and that's exactly what we're looking for. I probably need to put a new blade in my cutter. Okay, so we've got that. I'm going to leave my cutting tool out at the moment because we're going to now cut this paper. It's one of the ones from the Hues of Happiness. I really like all these rainbow effect colours, and what I want to do is kind of cut the panels so it looks continuous all the way around. So to do that, I need to cut the whole piece to 5 7/8 inches, which is what I've got, and then I will start from this end here so that it matches with my fresh freesia. So I've got this being my top flap, and that top flap was 2 3/4, so I need to cut a strip here which is 2 5/8. Okay, so that fits on there. That's perfect. We know that we've got the width correct. The next panel is 3 1/2 inches wide, and so we're going to take 1/8 off that, so it is going to be 3 3/8, and that will be the panel in there. And then that front panel, this is the one that we've cut the diagonal on. We still want to cut the same piece, size piece, so we want to cut 2 1/8. And then we're going to move so that our bottom corner is at 1 inch, and then we remember it's got to be at 7/8 of an inch, and the other end needs to be at 1/8 of an inch. So it's quite a can you see this end is at 7/8 of an inch, and this end is at 1/8. I'm going to cut that now quickly before I lose it. Oh, I've lost it. No, I didn't. There we go. We're going to cut that, and that will sit on that piece there. So we're going to stick these together. We'll stick, what you can do if you want to, and I've done with this one here, is actually to round the corners, because I like the finish of that. I haven't got my tool with me here to round the corners, so I will just put them on a square piece of paper. So I've got to remember to not turn them up the wrong way when I stick them down. I use my block just to tear the tape, so it gives a nice clean finish. Okay, so you can see how I do that, and you'll have probably seen how I bring the backing paper back off just halfway. And then I line it up on my card. We've got a chance for a bit of wiggle before we commit to it. Yeah, we're going to commit to it there. Okay, I'm going to just pause the video and stick on the other pieces, and I'll come back to you in a minute. Okay, so while I was off camera, I stuck these down using tear and tape. I've also added some of the high-tack red tape down those seams there. So now we can bone fold this. And we can see it really coming together, because it's a real quick make, this one, luckily. And then fold your flaps in. Oh. So that's going to stick down there like that. And that looks really quite pretty, doesn't it? Okay, so we'll take... Oh, you know what I should do? I'm sorry. Just cut the corner off these tabs. It really stops bulking in the corners. It's not like the money isn't going to fall out the bottom. We're not carrying sand, luckily. But just really helps to stop bulking in the corners. You could see this one was starting to pull up. Or wrinkle up. Okay. Oops. Okay. So we're going to pull these flaps in, fold that over, and press it down. Perfect. Just bone fold just to make sure that's stuck nicely. And that really is as simple as it is. And the way we jazz it up is we'll make a belly band. So that's the band that goes around it to hold it together. And we'll make a belly band to slide on. Right, so this is that long strip from off the side of our A4 page. Do you remember? So it was 1 3/4 wide, and it is, oh sorry, I keep shoving the paper out of the way. It is 7 3/4 long. Okay, so if I go hold it this way, there is a score mark here at 1 inch, there is a score mark at 3 inches, and there is a score mark at 6 5/8 inches. Okay, so they're the bits that we're going to fold to make, and we've put a score line here so that we make sure that we're not folding beyond that when we put it together, so there's a bit of leeway for getting your envelope card through. The other thing that we need to do is to make it look pretty, right? So I've used the layering circles dies, and I've cut out, this is 2 5/8 size circle from the layering dies, and that's the one that sort of fits with it. If you can see, then there's a little light edge. Okay, so we'll stick that together. Feel free to stamp your sentiment first if you feel more comfortable doing that. I'm just going all out here. I haven't even done my usual half and half with the backing paper. So just line it up in the middle. Perfect. Okay, so the sentiment I picked is from the Happiness Abounds. It's the one from the bundle. Wishing you all the happiness you can imagine, because I think that's a lovely thing to wish someone. So we're going to stamp that in the Granny Apple Green, which coordinates with the papers. Then I'm going to just stamp that near the top. I'm going to just put my head in, sorry guys. Lovely. Because the other thing that we can do is, if you've got any offcuts with these large flowers on, you can use that to die. You can die cut these with the dies, which are the Blossoming Happiness dies, and that's what we'll do. We'll cut some of these leaves and probably this flower, because I've got one left from a previous project. That's that one. We probably better get another one as well, because we should put flowers in threes, shouldn't we? I'll probably take that little one next to. Maybe that. Right, let's see what we can get. I'll bring my big shot up here. But I definitely want that one there. So I'll aim for that one first. Sure you've all used the big shot before, or the Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Okay, so I like this one. The colours go well together. I'm gonna get this little pink flower here. And then I do need some greenery. Can I get that one? And the little hole at the end of the die, you need to line that up so that you can actually see the stem of the branch through it, because then you know you've got it lined up right. I want one of these. This one here, I think, because it's that slightly lighter green. It's the Granny Apple Green that matches with our stamping. Okay, I think that's enough. Let's get rid of this big beast off the table. And these are the elements that we've cut. And here's our band. We're going to put a bit of tape on this band so that we can get it stuck together. I'm going to just take the end off that because I think I caught it in the paper. Oh. Here we go. So we want to go as close to the edge of the card, not the score line. We'll be in the middle there somewhere anyway, but because this tape is about the same width as the score line. So right, so let's take this tape off. Luckily it's not too bad because we're going to put this big sentiment piece on here, so we'll hide any joins that we've got and it will all just look perfectly pretty. Okay, and that's bowing nicely so that our card will fit through it. Okay, so we just need some dimensionals, some big ones and some little ones, and we're going to try and lay these out somehow we'd like them. I don't know, maybe we just want the one. We can put some rhinestones and things on there. So actually, I think we just want the one. So I'm going to put, the way I do it to help give a little bit of 3 dimensions is I'll put one on the end and I will put a dab of glue on the tip of the stalk, which means the branch, which means, oh no, I've got gluey fingers now. It means the branch will be stuck down and then just like the leaves will pop up and it will help to give that 3D feel. We'll do the same with this over here. We're going to put that somewhere in the middle. A tiny bit of glue. Then take the backing off our dimensional. Oh, don't want to hide the words. We can have it off the side a bit. There we go. Let's lift this flower off now. So the branches of the leaves are stuck down well. And then we'll put a big dimensional on the back of this one at the top. And we're going to check where we're going. We're going to put a little bit of glue at the bottom of this one. Anyone who saw the 40th anniversary wedding card I did, this is how I made those flowers look like they were popping off as well. So the bottom bit stuck down and the top bit on a dimensional. Oh, just a little bit too far over to the left. Oh. Recovered. That's where I want it. There, yes, just a bit further to the right. I've got gluey fingers. The next thing we can do is some dimensionals on the back of this, just in a straight line from top to bottom. So make sure that you've got your finger in a straight line with the words being straight, so that you're not going to end up sticking it askew. I'm going to put 3 on here. I don't think it needs 3 really, but it just stops it bowing and sagging. I'm going to just put that on somewhere near the middle. That looks good to me. Oops. There we go. We'll stuff our wallet full of cash and put the band on. A really nice, easy way to gift money. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll keep posting lots of videos. Thank you very much.